Hi, my name is Kathryn Johnson. I work at the Allied Gardens Benjamin Library, and the team here has been very busy these past few weeks sewing masks, which we're donating to the convention center. And we've experimented with various patterns. The one today I'm going to share with you is one that I prefer because it fits nice and tight to the face. It has a nose wire in the nose so that it'll fit real tight there, and especially if you wear glasses, that's helpful. It decreases the fogging. And then there's options for various ties. So what you do to start off is you have our pattern here, which will be linked to the video. You just cut that out. You have a large piece of fabric. It's folded, and then just cut out according to the pattern. Once you have that, what I do is I like to insert a wire, and in this day and age, people are getting pretty clever with what they're using. I discovered the ties for the coffee bag is perfect. All you need to do is you can cut it in half. That'll get you 2 masks. And then I just do a little stitching at the end there, and making sure that it's right underneath the fold in the middle. So here is the first step. You have your pattern cut out, you have your wire inside there, then you just flip it inside out, and then you're going to stitch down that bottom edge there. Alright, once you have that, you just flip it right sides out and stitch down each side. If you're a stickler, you can iron it so you get a nice crease at the end there. And it's about 1/4 inch of a seam allowance. Alright, now you got the first part done. Next up is getting your pleats in, and you'll need to use the pattern again because they very kindly put the marks on there. And let's see here. So we know that that's the top. It has the fold, it has the nose wire in there, and then we're just going to mark along these marks here. And then you'll do it on both sides, and then you're just going to bring the first mark down to the second mark, and that is your first pleat. I'm just doing it kind of quick here so you guys get a sense. Normally I would mark the other side well and make sure that everything is lining up. And then you bring the 3rd pin down to the 4th pin or mark, and that's your second pleat. This part is kind of important just to make sure that it looks right, that your pleats are correct. You don't want one side longer than the other, things of that nature. Okay, so you can see there. And then you just do a quick over the pleats. There we are, that's better. One side, then do the other. Okay, and there's the first part. Then there is also an additional pleat that you're going to want to do, and that really helps because it creates space for the chin and covers up the whole mouth area. And that is just down at the second pleat. You just pull a little tiny bit more and just get another small little pleat in there. And sew that one in. Okay. All right. So the majority of it done. Now this is where I improvised from the Kaiser Permanente pattern, and I'm adding these little side pockets / panels. They're 1.5 inches across, and about, I'll help if I start on the right side of the ruler, 6.5 inches long. And then what I do is I just tack down the top and the bottom so that there's no raw edges. And because these are going to hold the tie or the elastic or so forth, whatever you use to secure the mask, it's good to have it folded over like that so it will stay longer. Okay, so once you have all the tops and bottoms, or both top and bottom of the 2 extra panels, you take, I like to start on the wrong side of the mask. I can tell it's the wrong side of the mask because I see where I stitched in the wire, and I just lay it on top and sew it as such. Fabric does get pretty thick there, but we haven't had any problems with the machines yet, so. Alright, so you get that side down, and then flip it over, and I do turn it in there, and you can pin it or not. Basically, we're making a tube for the closure. Alright, and then we're just going to plug along all the way down. And then you do the same thing on the other side, and I'll show you. I like to make it longer if I'm going to use elastic to hold it, because as many of us know, elastic is very hard to come by these days. So this will kind of extend what you have. Then once you have both sides done, you have options. So here's one I made and just used a string that I made, and you can put it over like this. Then you have your nose piece there, and then this ties around the back. You can also use the elastic that we have, or cotton lycra is really good. And what I suggest is sizing it, putting it on the person who it's going to be for, and adjusting if necessary. You can make these smaller or larger, and if you're really like to, you can try to tuck those in so you don't see the knots. So thank you for joining me. Good luck with your mask sewing, and happy How To Festival.